Hiya! And welcome to another Retro Vinyl Club monthly subscription box unboxing. As you all know, I've got right here September's Retro Vinyl Club subscription box. 3 records, all a mystery. Get it on a discount thanks to an agreement with the Retro store themselves. And if you would like said discount, then please give this next little bit a watch and you can find out how to get 20% off the life of your subscription. The Retro Vinyl Club is a monthly subscription box where you receive 3 vinyl LPs every month that are handpicked and specially curated to your own personal music taste. Postage is free, and here's how you join the club. So you just go to the retro.co.uk/vinyl, and then you click on the monthly option, and then you need to pick a minimum of 3 music genres, but as many as you like from all these that are here. Then when you've picked, press subscribe and you're taken to the payment page. And here's the important bit: make sure in the discount field there you enter the code Jimmy Barnes, and that will get you 20% off your purchase. But that's not all, it will get you 20% off for the life of your subscription to the Retro Vinyl Club. So if you want to make sure that you make this saving that you're seeing on screen right now, then just keep your subscription open. You'll be receiving 3 great records every month, and it will always be at a discount. So don't forget, code Jimmy Barnes at checkout for 20% off at theretro.co.uk/vinyl. Enjoy. So there we are, code Jimmy Barnes, 20% off. As I mentioned last month, I had a couple of difficulties with the discount for my own subscription being applied, but I've been assured that these have been sorted out now, and that if you use my code, the discount that you get is going to recur every month now. As I always say, if there is any problems, either get in touch directly with the Retro store. Instagram, I would say, is the best way, or get in touch with me and I will pass on any queries and concerns, questions, etc. Right, before we get going opening September's box, I'm going to talk to you a bit about August's and just give you a bit of a recap of my thoughts about the records that I got last month. So I've made some notes here. The first record that I pulled last month was Impressions by Tall Ships. Obviously I've listened to all 3 of what I got last month and I made some kind of thoughts and notes about it. Tall Ships were an indie rock band. They formed in 2008. They disbanded in 2017 apparently, soon after the release of the album that I pulled last month, Impressions. I found it sort of quite evocative of a sound that was really common in the charts kind of a decade or so before 2017, kind of like your mid to late noughties really. It sounded a lot like the likes of Snow Patrol, Keane, later era Embrace, bit Coldplay style as well in places. The best tracks on the album for me were Road Not Taken, Lucille and Sea of Blood. Now I gave this album 6.5 out of 10. It was alright. I can't really say any more than that. Not massively to my taste. I can see a lot of people would enjoy it though. Is that sort of melodic indie rock, erring on the pop side a lot of the time. Just not for me. I found it a little bit kind of namby-pamby, for want of a better word. Kind of felt a little bit anachronistic, sort of something like that coming out in 2017. I think really the indie scene, and definitely the music scene in general, had moved on by then really. It was better than average. It was above average, hence 6.5 out of 10. Okay, so the next album that I've got last month was Moths and Loonworks. Moths is one guy, his name's Jack Colleran, he's from Ireland, electronic artist, and Loonworks was a very minimalist, sort of down-tempo, experimental electronica album, quite sort of dark, foreboding sounds, a lot of it. It was well produced, it sounds good, but for me there was absolutely no sense of fun to it. No coherence to the album either. It was kind of very random noises and not a lot in the way of actual proper tunes. I found it very self-indulgent, to be honest. The best tracks I picked on here, and I was struggling to pick tracks I liked, to be perfectly frank, but the ones that I thought were pretty good were either 1709 and Naoko Part 1. But I only gave this 4.5 out of 10. I didn't think it was that good, really. When I pulled the album last month and I saw the cover, I thought, oh, this might be kind of like dark wave, industrial, maybe. I was really expecting to enjoy it, and I just didn't rate it. I didn't think it was very good. So yeah, 2 kind of slightly disappointing pulls last month, but still great to discover new music. So I'm really happy that I'm getting these artists who I'm not familiar with, and you know, at some point I'll pull something I've never heard of and I'll think it's brilliant. But the third album that I pulled last month was Rain Dancing by Alison Moyet. This was Alison Moyet's second studio solo album. It was released in April 1987. Originally, I think I'd got an original pressing or thereabouts. Got to number 2 on the album charts back in the day. It was largely produced, the album, among other people, by Jimmy Iovine, who I think probably is most famous nowadays for co-founding Beats by Dre with Dr. Dre, obviously. But back in the day, he was also a record producer, record executive. Quite a jangly 80s pop sound to this record. Very like the Smiths, one or two of the tracks I've noted. The best tracks for me on this album, and at least a couple of them I was already familiar with because I knew they'd come out as singles, and I remember listening to them on the radio, seeing them performed on Top of the Pops, etc. But Weak in the Presence of Beauty, which funnily enough was a single that Alison Moyet, it was a cover version, and she never really liked it, but she agreed to record it for the album and release it as a single because she knew it would be a hit, and it was a top 10 hit. Ordinary Girl, which I think was also another single, but that missed the top 40. The Amazing Is This Love, one of my favourite singles personally of the 1980s. Certainly one of the best singles of, I think it was the end of 86, a couple of months before Rain Dancing was released, that Is This Love came out. Really love that, always have done. And another one I liked, When I Say No Giveaway. And there wasn't really anything on this album that I completely disliked. As I suspected, I really enjoyed this album, but I do like Alison Moyet as a rule. I like her work with Yazoo. I think I've heard all the singles off her first album, Alf, her first solo album, and enjoy that. But this Rain Dancing era is certainly probably peak Alison Moyet for me. I gave this 8 out of 10. Great album, really good. So that was certainly the pick of the bunch last month in August by far. Right, let's just get cracking into September's and see what we've got. Very exciting this. Really enjoying getting this box of 3 records every month and not knowing what I've got until we open it here together. Just feeling on top for... Oh, I don't know if Peter, the guy who runs the Retro, has seen other videos of mine where I've reviewed pork crackling, but looks like I've got... Actually, no, it's not pork crackling, it's peanuts. It's made by a company called Serious Pig. Cornish sea salt peanuts. I get the feeling anything that's got a brand name Serious Pig, they're going to be doing pork crackling, pork scratchings as well. Cornish sea salt peanuts, I'll enjoy them. Bit of a change from the usual chewy bars that we've been getting. This, I think, is the standard flyer that you get. No, there is some new information on it. It talks a bit about the new ABBA tracks that came out, and just what the people in the company have been listening to. Oh, and it tells you about the good news regarding American shipping, because I know this for certain because Justin Fireborn, who lives in Iowa, he was talking to me saying he was interested in signing up for the Retro mystery box, and postage was kind of prohibitive, but they've managed to get the postage to America down to around £10. So let's see what my first record is, and it is alright, it's Cher. Right, okay, so this is obviously a pre-owned record. I'd say obviously, it could be a brand new edition, but looking at it I doubt it. Looks to be in great condition though. It's Heart of Stone. There'll be some singles on here I'm familiar with. I do have Cher in my collection. I've got her greatest hits on minidisc. And yeah, this has got If I Could Turn Back Time, Just Like Jesse James, the title track, Heart of Stone, which I think came out as a single, They're the tracks I'm most familiar. I'm pretty pleased with that, to be honest. I'm not a massive Cher fan, but I do like a lot of her stuff. When I got her greatest hits on mini disc, and that was, God, maybe 3 years ago or something like that, I was surprised at the amount of stuff on it I actually liked, because I think I bought it at the time because it was relatively cheap. A lot of mini discs are pretty expensive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to that. That's a good first pull, that is. A bit of a surprise. Getting that one first, I wonder if that means we're going to have 3 pre-owned second-hand records today. Let's find out. Right, so the second LP pulled today is... Oh, what is this? I'm trying to see what this is. Part Wild Horses, mane on both sides, Pike Portent. Side A Pike, Side B Portent. I have no idea what this is. It's a brand new record. I think it's unsealed. Oh, it's got a very good quality feel. I couldn't say what this is at all. Part Wild Horses, mane on both sides. It's mastered by Patrick Clem, designed by Hannah Elul. It's on the Golden... What's that? Golden something, I can't read it. Golden Lab, possibly, records? No idea, no idea. Certainly I'll be able to tell you a bit more next month for October's unboxing when I give you a quick review and recap of what these records are like. So yeah, a real mystery, this one, as far as I'm concerned. No idea at all. I will listen to it because I listen to them all. That is the point. So we've got Cher and something very, very mysterious there. Let's see what the third and final record this month is. So the third LP is... Oh, looks like another brand new record. This is Say Yes, and the album is Big Deal, or it could be Big Deal the act, and the album's called Say Yes. I'm not sure. Say Yes looks like it's the name of track number 3 on here, so I'm assuming that the band is called Big Deal. Never heard of them. Oh, it's my first coloured record that I've got from the Retro while I've been doing this subscription again. It comes on a blue disc. It's on Fat Cat Records. I've had a couple of Fat Cat Records artists' work so far. Don't know the band, but if I had to guess, I would say they're probably going to be some sort of indie rock, indie pop band. Looking at them there on the front. Looking forward to listening to this. Yeah, so I think this is Big Deal with Say Yes. Okay. Right, that was September's Retro Vinyl Club mystery box. Once again, many thanks to Peter and all the team at the Retro for sending this out nice and promptly, and also for sorting out the issues that I have been having with the discount code. That is all sorted now, apparently, but if there is any more problems, I will touch upon it next month. Hard to say what the pull of the month is. I can't really say for certain until I've listened to all the records, but purely from a familiarity standpoint, I would say Heart of Stone by Cher is probably the best pull at the moment, just opening the box, simply because she's an artist I'm familiar with and there's tracks on there that I'm familiar with and that I think are pretty good. Whether I'll enjoy that above the other 2 albums, that middle one is really sort of mysterious. I am very happy again. Great price with a discount for this recurring subscription. Jimmy Barnes gives you 20% off every month, so make sure you enter that at checkout if you're interested in getting this vinyl subscription for yourself. Thank you all for watching, and special thanks go as always to my subscribers and patrons. As always, links to the Retro store with the discount code and all my other relevant links such as my Patreon page and Facebook group. That's all down in the description below, so check it out. I'm going to go now, and I will probably listen to Cher the last because Cher, everyone knows Cher, and got to discover some new music again, which I love doing. You know, I think this is a great way of discovering new music. Say Yes, or Big Deal, whoever they are, and whoever the hell these are. But I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to listening to these, and of course looking forward to seeing what records October's box brings. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next Retro Vinyl Club unboxing. Cheers everyone. See ya!